Well, you've all probably seen parts of this laying on the bench. Been doing some research for about 3 days on it. So I picked this 3-point hitch up when I picked up the Roper 16T, and it was missing a part. Model number is 917253060, and what I've been searching for is this part right here. It's basically the whole thing, but this is not available, and I found a couple options. So McMaster-Carr has something like this, and it's about $60 plus shipping. I also found this, and my thought on this turnbuckle is to get 2 of them and just put them on each side. $20, and plus these are local. So I've taken everything apart, and my goal is I'm just going to mock it up on this tail plate right here, and just make sure everything will work with these. So my thought is to put one on each side. This is not part of the sleeve hitch, I mean the 3-point, but it does convert the 3-point into a sleeve hitch. I thought that was kind of interesting. So yeah, I'm just going to put this on here and just make sure everything fits together again, and may source the new hardware I'm going to need. Alright, but this is my new project, and we'll see how it turns out. Once I get everything sorted, we'll take it apart and grind everything down. I did take pictures of the decals and the tag, so I can try to refurbish them also. Alright, so I got it mocked up, and the plate is at the same angle it is on the tractor. I don't think this is part of it. So it looks like there's supposed to be a bar that goes across here. So I'm missing that. And as far as this turnbuckle goes, it says adjust it to 11 3/4 inches. Now I can make these 11 3/4, but right now I've got them 14 inches out. So if I bring them in to 11 3/4, this thing, yeah, I'd actually need a longer one of these to be able to use this, and that may be an option. So yeah, I gotta find, I guess, just get a piece of rod, and I can make this part. And then I put bolts up here just temporarily, but I need to find some clevis pins. Yeah, and I'm not sure I'm liking this. So if this was on the tractor, you'd reach behind you and grab this lever, and sort of locks into place right there. Now, yeah, I got some figuring to do on this. If I want to be able to use the sleeve hitch portion, these are going to have to be longer. Let me see how much longer. Okay, for this to be able to be used, and I don't think I'm going to use it, but just in case, I would need a turnbuckle that go out 18 inches minimum. So I think I'm just going to work on this part, and I may go ahead and get on my master car and get that other adjustment bolt. So anyhow, turnbuckle. So that's where I'm at with it. Yeah, I want to kind of get something that looks sort of right before we get too wild with this thing. Alright, so these are going to go back to the store. Yeah, locally I just get my $21 back. I don't like the way them looked on there, and they're not going to work for what I want to do. So, and I need to pick up a piece of round stock and make this bar. The funny thing is, it's showing this bar going through there, which it is, but it's not showing anything here. But here you can see a bar, and I think that's part of the implement. If y'all know more about these 3-point hitches, let me know. I still got to source something like that. Shake, rattle, and roll. So I got to thinking, on a regular sleeve hitch, you can adjust the top hitch, the angle, by just selecting different holes for this top link. So yeah, with that concept in mind, since I really don't have an implement for this guy, I went and looked in my scrap pile, and we got a piece of flat bar here. Yeah, I still need to get a clevis pin, but I can drill a hole at 18 inches and, you know, just maybe stagger some holes to make this link adjustable. And then I found an old steering shaft. I'm not sure what that was out of, but if I cut it off on the ends and then drill me holes for Carter pins, and then I can put this through here, that'll keep this from dropping all the way down on the ground. And yeah, for what it's worth, you know, I just paint it white and see how it turns out until maybe I can get the rest of it. But for now, I think that setup might work. Don't have a whole lot of tools for metal work, but I think I can fabricate something out of this. All right, thanks for watching.